All right, man. So I found it. So I was like, "Okay, Coach Davis." So I texted him on January 5th, actually. So 8 a.m. I was like, "Happy New Year, man. You crossed my mind, so I want to reach out." He's like, "What's good, Jake? Hope all is well with you. Thanks for thinking of me. Also love seeing your posts. Hard work pays off." This goes back to what we just talked about, bro.
Yeah. Hard work pays off.
And I was like, Coach Davis is seeing my stuff,
Yeah,
you know, and he's seeing how I'm progressing, and it's like I wouldn't care to think, you know.
Yeah.
And I told him, and I was like, this comes from my heart for sure. I was like, I told him, you taught me to be a leader, even though I had people not believe in me, for sure. I mean, I don't remember if you were there, but when, that story where, like, I was on the field, and, like, they asked for, like, first team, and we were, like, super hurt with injuries, and I happened to be on first team, and they're like, oh, and you have Jake in there? We talked about this in our first episode, right?
Yeah. And that was Coach...
It doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, man. And then he told me, he's like, leaders come in many forms, and I feel like we can all learn from this for sure. Leaders come in many forms, in many ways. Some people lead by their actions, and some lead with their voice. It doesn't matter how you lead, just matters when you're ready to lead, when it's time for you to lead.
And you wrote that?
He wrote that to me.
He wrote that? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
It was good, right? And then he said...
that about to make me cry.
I know, bro.
Dude, that was good.
Dude, when I read it, it hit me.
Fuck.
And then, so this is when it hit me for sure. I said, who knew I'd be ready to lead, right? It just happened naturally, so I thank you. And I was like, I got to have a drink together for sure. So then he said, dude, this one hits for sure.
You gonna cry today, Jake?
Nah, I'm good, bro. He's like, you might not have been the best athlete. Dude, I fucking wasn't the best athlete for sure. But again, like, I wanted to, earn a spot.
Earn that spot,
for sure.
Yeah.
But you had the leadership qualities that the others didn't have. It just took some time for you to realize the qualities that you possessed. Dude, when he told me that, I was like, bro, there's no way. It just comes back to the fact that I am a leader for sure.
Yeah.
For many of my clients, just in general how I move, I feel like I like to lead by example. And who knew that? He saw that in me, and I didn't fucking know.
Yeah, I feel you.
So I wanted to thank Coach Davis for sure. Dude, it's still his fucking like 10 years ago. But to hear that from him means a lot, for sure.
Yeah, especially from someone that you looked up to in that time.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
I mean? Even to the today, you can still look up to him. I'm not saying you don't, but even to then, like, believe it or not, Jake, that's really good, dude. The fact that you reached out and that came out the way that it did.
Yeah.
So that's actually really, really cool.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that. But this, dude, who knew I was going to do a podcast? But it just happened how it happened. But, dude, when I heard that, I was like, dude.
Dude, Coach Davis has always been cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good that
Yeah.
Dude, you should be a poet, David.
Dude.
For real. Because you got some really good words in there, dude.
It was cool, man. But then again, like, I wouldn't have known that.
Correct.
If I didn't reach out.
If you didn't reach out, right.
So, also, I think we take pride in that. Is like, oh, why should I reach out? But, like, why the fuck not? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like...
You know what, bro? It's an ego thing.
It's an ego thing, for sure.
It really is an ego thing.
Yeah, so...
I've done that myself. I'll be honest with you. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah, it's like, why do I gotta reach out? Like, why doesn't he reach out? And for instance, like, dude, this is like... Coach Davis has a whole family, Like, I feel like I'll be like a nuisance,
Yeah.
He has his kids and stuff.
It feels like that. Yeah, it feels like that.
And I was like, well, I could have been like, oh, why doesn't he talk to me? But it goes back to the fact is, like, he crossed my mind, and that's the reason why.
And you know what's crazy, bro, is that to add on to that, it's like we live in such a time now where it's so easy to connect and find
for
people,
sure.
and yet we still find every excuse in the book
to not to. Yeah. But that goes back to the thing is, dude, if I hadn't reached out, I would have never thought that that's what he thought about me as an now like a grown man individual, who's just a little kid in high school, bro.
Yeah.
So it's pretty damn cool.
Bro. You know what's crazy? You're in that position now, though, Jake. You're in a position now where you're that person. You're Davis.
Yeah.
And it's like I always wondered what it would be like to be like a teacher or a coach or something.
Yeah,
because
sure.
it's like you're starting off with the young generation, right?
Yeah.
And you get to watch them now, at least. Before, teachers would be like, damn, I wonder what these kids are up to now, right?
Yeah.
But now that social media is alive, it's like they get to
They can see
you.
for sure.
So it's like, it's crazy now. It's like, I've always wondered that. And I'm like, dude, you're going to have that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna live through it through you.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have to come back and tell me all the little stuff that you should, because you're gonna have clients that you're gonna see that you might see yourself in, and you might be like, damn, like you may not have had what I thought, you know, like this person over here had, but you for sure lived up to it a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean? Which is, dude, the fact that's so cool that you did that though.
Yeah,
I'm still kind of stuck on it because, like, dude, that's really cool. Because most people, even as an adult, he didn't have to respond back. He would have been like, "Oh, cool, good job," you know, like it is what it is. But he took the time out to do all that, so it's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, man. So you know, to hear that from him for sure, because let's be honest, like that guy was a role model. Like I'd see him more than I see my dad, you know, or my brothers or my mom, because we're there all the time. So to hear from him, he played a really big impact in my life. Just, dude, and they talked about this all the time. Is like you'll remember these interactions the rest of your life, like, and it's true because I remember like I was in football like yesterday, but more or less it taught me about who was the person that I wanted to become, and I definitely became that for sure.